Hey, great to see you. Thank you for being here. This is lesson one in the series, Building Mental Strength. This lesson is foundational, as well as the rest of them, but I'll say that this one is one of the most important ones, okay? This is about purpose and mission focus. This is what gives all of your actions meaning, okay? So on this journey, when you're trying to build this superior mental strength, this is part of what is going to give you your drive to continue, okay? Now, purpose is one of those things that if you don't have it, you may not have the drive to go find it. Okay. So the purpose is obviously the why behind what you're doing, and the mission focus is the discipline. Okay. So together, these create an anchor for your mind. So when you're in battle or you're fighting through life's chaos, not only do your actions have meaning, but so does the pain of the fight that you're in. You understand? So the struggle, your struggle now begins to have purpose and meaning, which means that the pain that you're feeling is necessary, okay? And that pain begins to have meaning as well. It's not pain anymore. It's a tool that becomes part of your strategy, okay? So when your purpose and your mission focus are solid and you're able to understand that every ounce of pain is giving you a pound of skill, then you don't just become stronger, you become unstoppable, okay? I'm gonna say that again. Every ounce of pain is giving you a pound of skill. Remember that, okay? Live by that. In life, our natural tendency is to avoid pain and discomfort, but this is counterproductive and it's a lie, okay? Progress only happens when you grow, right? Growth only happens through experience and resistance, okay? So resistance causes pain and discomfort, so people avoid the very thing that they need most, all right? So embrace your pain as your friend. Embrace the pain as your friend. And when you do, fear starts to melt away. Okay. So for veterans coming home, this is one of, the most powerful things that you're going to do to get yourself out of the darkness. Okay. When I came home from the Marines, I ended up in the darkness bad. All right. I almost died twice. All right. Nothing had meaning for me. I didn't even want to do anything. All right. It only started, meaning only started for me when I found my true purpose. Okay. But here's the thing. You may not want to find that purpose. You may not have the drive for it. Okay. So if you've ever been in that dark place, you know how hard it can be to even get up to go look for a purpose at all. All right. You don't even care to find it, honestly. Then eventually what's going to happen is you're going to hit a wall. Okay. And whatever this wall might end up being, it could be something to do with family, career, whatever. Something is going to shock you out of that, funk that you're in. Okay. And when you hit that wall, you're going to have to make a decision. You either live or you die. Okay. It's that simple. Live or die. This isn't about want or not want anymore. This is about your fucking life. Okay. Excuse my language, but this is important. This is about you having a reason to be here. Okay. If you don't have a reason to be here, you don't want to be here. Okay. So let's get a reason to be there. Now, it's either live or die. And whichever one you choose, ask yourself why you chose it. Okay. The things that your brain answers with in that moment are the answers that you're looking for. Okay. You're either going to live or die. And when you ask yourself, well, okay, I'm choosing to live. Why? Why do I want to live? Or you say, oh, well, fuck it. I want to die. Okay. Why? Ask yourself that, why did I make that decision? Why did my brain provide that answer for me? Okay. For me, it took me a minute to understand why I chose that decision, because I actually chose to die. Okay. But that choice was made, while I was high. I was blasted high. I was off my mind. Okay. I was crazy. I was in the darkness. Bad. You understand? And when I was in this darkness, none of my decisions were correct. None of my thoughts were correct. All of it was just a giant lie. Okay. So I, tried to do it and it didn't happen. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I said, okay, well, clearly I have to be here. Okay. And I asked myself, well, why do I keep going? Why do I keep going? What is this about? Why? Like, I don't understand. I don't even want to keep going. But for some reason, I keep waking up each morning. I keep getting through the day. I keep functioning. Why do I keep functioning? And it was because of a survival instinct. That's all it is, man. If you really wanted to die, you'd be dead. You wouldn't be watching this. Okay. So there is a survival instinct. And yes, you can sit here and say that that's natural wiring from being a human. Okay. You are automatically going to try to survive. And that may be true. Okay. But it does not mean that you're not going to squeeze a trigger. Okay. It doesn't mean that you're not going to jump off a cliff. All right. But the answers that you get in that moment are going to clarify why you want to move in that direction. Okay. You may not understand those answers right away, but they are going to give you clarification. Okay. That's going to point to either the lies that you're telling yourself that are keeping you stuck, or it's going to hint at something that you can build on. Okay. So I started working on this way before I discovered what this new purpose was. Okay. And I found that the drive to do so, out of the need to understand. Okay. I didn't understand. Like, why the fuck am I still here? Why? Like, how did I get to this place? Because I had a few key things that happened to me. Okay. A few key events, and they made me look at myself. And when I did, I didn't recognize what I saw. Okay. I knew that what I was looking at was not me. All right. I was strong my whole life. I was strong as a kid. Okay. I always had this wiring that I wasn't scared of shit. If it was something I was afraid of, I wanted to take it on and beat it. Like, you're not going to scare me. I'm going to beat you. You understand? That was the wiring that I had from fucking birth. And I don't know why. Okay. Now, some of you are sitting there going, well, that's why you succeeded. No, it isn't. That's why I didn't kill myself. Okay. Why I succeeded came later. Why I succeeded came from the plan that I made. Why I succeeded came from the structured steps that I laid out for myself. This video series, all of those lessons, that's what saved me. Okay. Now, like I said, I knew that what I was looking at wasn't me. I was homeless. I was addicted to drugs. I was doing all kind of stupid shit. And I wasn't even thinking like a normal person. Okay. And so when I looked at that, I had this just moment of clarity, and I looked at it and I was like, fuck, I don't know this guy. I don't want to be that guy. I can't be that guy. So I had to look for purpose. Okay. And in the moment, I didn't realize that's what I needed, but I knew eventually the purpose was what I had to have. Okay. I had no identity. I had no purpose. But the one thing that I knew was that if I was going to still be alive, then this wasn't going to be who I was. Okay. This person was weak. This person was broken. And I wasn't okay with that. That was never part of my identity before. Okay. Now, clearly you have to build a new identity. You can't be that same guy that came back from the Marines or Army or whatever. For me, I couldn't be the Marine anymore. All right. This was civilian life. This does not require that same skill set. This requires something new. Okay. So I had to set a plan and try to understand myself and how I had gotten to this point, this place. Okay. And as I began to understand how my brain was functioning mechanically, like, how does the engine actually work? You know what I'm saying? And when I started to understand that, it gave me a personal power. It showed me that where I ended up wasn't my fault, but it was my responsibility to fix. The more I understood, the more drive began to show up, and I wanted to know more. Okay. And it started to make me want to do more. All right. After a while, other vets started to talk to me and tell me, like, bro, you're really helping me. Thank you so much. Like, your little videos, or you talking to me, or whatever it is, this stuff, it was helping them, with my own story. It was helping them with my effort. So it wasn't even just for me anymore at that point. Okay. And that's when my purpose finally showed up. You see what I mean? It was you. You are the purpose now. My mission objective is to teach as many people as I can, so maybe they won't feel the destabilizing and crushing effects of that darkness when you're in it. Okay? If I can save you just a little of that and give you a light to find your way, then all of my work and all of my effort was worth it. You see what I mean? So you can do this. All right? Nothing can stop you but you. And don't forget that. Nothing can stop you but you. On your way to finding your purpose, try to find a way to understand yourself. Okay. Your purpose may not show up today. It may not show up tomorrow. It may not show up for a year. But the point is, is that you have to be there in a year to find it. Okay. And you're not going to be there in a year to find it if you keep going down the path that you were. All right. So now your goal is to discover purpose and apply mission focus. Okay. Your purpose is your why. Your mission focus is your discipline. You understand? That is lesson one. That is foundational. You will not be able to build the massive amount of superior mental strength that you are looking for, or the unstoppable mindset that you are looking for, without first getting the purpose and the mission focus. Okay. So being that you may not understand truly what your purpose is just yet, and it may take a minute, focus on learning. Okay. That's it. Focus on learning. Okay. When you focus on learning and you begin to learn, your brain will automatically want to learn more. Okay. Because when you learn a little bit and you start to understand a little bit, like I said, you get that empowered feeling. So it's going to want, or it's going to make you want more. Okay. So chase that. All right. You don't have to have your purpose right this minute to begin to act. You're going to need that purpose to complete the journey. I promise you that. Okay. That purpose will make the journey not only worth it, but it will make it manageable, and it will make it more fun. And yes, I know I said more fun. Pain typically is not fun, but once you understand the pain and it has a meaning, okay, that pain becomes your friend. It is teaching you. It is helping you. Okay. Understand that the pain that you are feeling right now is telling you something. Listen to it. Okay. Do not crumble. Do not kill yourself. Do not take drugs. Do not try to mask it. Do not try to run from it. Listen to it. It's telling you something. Okay? Save yourself a lot of time, save yourself a lot of effort, and listen and try to understand why the pain is there and what it's telling you. Okay? And look at it from a different perspective, not from your broken, hurt perspective in here, but look at it like you are reading a story about somebody else. Okay, step outside of it. Look at it from that perspective. You're reading a story about somebody else. You're not going to get emotional about the shit they went through. Okay, your brain knows that you don't have another personality. Okay, you're not going to end up some multiple personality schizophrenia. That's not what's going to happen. Okay, what's going to happen is you're giving your brain the ability to look at the situation without attaching the emotion. Okay, that's what you're doing. All right. So as you're learning the mechanics of this, of your brain, as you go through these videos, because I'm going to tell you, all right, I'm going to teach you every step of it. You're going to understand how your brain works mechanically. It's going to empower you. You're going to want to learn more. And when that happens, you're going to realize that you're moving forward. You're going to realize that you're making progress. And as that happens, your purpose will begin to appear. Let your purpose come to you. You don't have to chase it. What you do have to chase is understanding. Okay, so learn and understand all of this. Okay, nothing can stop you but you. Nothing will ever stop you but you. Okay, perceived limits are just that, perceived. They're not real. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good day.